Set for a start, it's Dicker the kicker. Cameron Dicker with a run-up, and off we go from SoFi Stadium. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Leading them out, their young quarterback, the rookie from LSU.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week. They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
2nd down and 8. To the air goes Daniels. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lane. Through the middle of the field. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. 67 yards. And the Commanders go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes. And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 3rd down, it's Hampton, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went ahead and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. They'll run on 1st down. Hampton. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. They'll try the air now with Herbert. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back. unsuccessfully.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Herbert now. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dorrance Armstrong. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Now a give, right side. It's Hampton, and he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They'll try and run for it. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. But a little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point. As opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
Play action, now it's Daniels. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. He finds his man, complete. That's Lane. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They go play action. Daniels. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. A give left side to Robinson. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Working out of the gun, Daniels. A quick throw there is incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. Tress Way on fourth down is sent out to punt. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Hampton. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Third down and 10. Now it's Herbert. That is caught. He's got a first and maybe more. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A big play there for L.A. 47 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now again, right side. It's Hampton, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward, and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Herbert. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up fourth.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now a 3-point swing right there.
On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The Washington offense set to take over again. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, give him credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stop the run and then executed.
Second and 9. Daniels looking to throw. He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down. It returns it right back to Samuel. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down. Here's Daniels. That's Samuel, caught left side. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. He gets away for 1. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it second down. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready, because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
Now second and 5. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they are looking at a second and 5 situation. Flushed out right. Touchdown, Washington! Jaden Daniels, 32 yards. And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns. So an electrifying run there as he calls his own number and takes it all the way.
Brings a new dynamic to this offense, doesn't he? And right now I'm picturing the offensive coordinator, the head coach in their minds, drawing up some more running plays for this guy because he brings some excitement to this offense.
And just a young rookie, a lot of electricity yet to come in this career. Gay is on for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Possession switching back now to the Chargers. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 2 yards to go, second down. Up the middle they go. Hampton. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Second and a couple. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton. Oh, what a move. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. That one complete to McConkey. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Tyler Conklin, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers have got it back to within a score.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And that one makes it 14-7. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, Daniels. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, if you like the matchup and that connection works to start the drive, no reason to go away from it. Let that defense prove that they can stop you. And here, it's 2 throws and 2 first downs.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Daniels. This is caught by Robinson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Throwing now is Daniels. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn, you don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Gay's kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Charger offense had Justin Herbert heading back onto the field. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Eluding, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Here's Herbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. And that will be incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. And the Washington offense heading out. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now Daniels. And this will be caught by Brown. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Third and 4. To the air goes Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. Now a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Daniels. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Operating from the gun, Daniels. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 13-yard line. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A give to Robinson on the option. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Seven yards left for second down. Ball at the 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jaden Daniels, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders are able to stretch out their lead.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A 10-play drive that time. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. A last series form, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Herbert off of play action. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Herbert. Being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So here's a 3rd and 14. Up the middle they go. Hampton. And he is going to lose yardage here. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he fields it cleanly. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Commanders offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now. This is caught inside the 15, and he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. A huge play there for Washington. 45 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Deebo Samuel, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Gay is on for the point after. And the lead is now 24. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I want to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Herbert now. And that's off the mark, incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Herbert with it looking to pass. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your...
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
The Commanders got a strong first half out of their quarterback, Jaylin Daniels. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game. And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
Short throw to Disley. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now it's 3rd and 4.
They went to their big body tight end on 2nd down in hopes that he could plow his way to a 1st down. but they were ready for him defensively and ended up holding him to a modest gain.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now it's Herbert. That is caught. They'll have the first down, and more than that. Touchdown, L.A. A big play there. 71 yards. And the Chargers get a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Now a 2nd and 2. Daniels looking to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Working out of the gun, Daniels hitting Samuel on the slant. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. That's a corner that got in there for the sack. Dante Jackson. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Here's Daniels. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a fourth down. Here's Tressway now. as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Chargers getting set to go.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Now 2nd and 9.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Herbert. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his throw is incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Daniels.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Off the play fake, Daniels. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
To throw is Daniels.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now third down. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. An 11-yard touchdown as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Charger drive about to get going. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
From the 29, Herbert, a short throw to Conklin, the tight end. Only able to gain a couple there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Looking to throw. Herbert setting up the screen. Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That good for 22 and a first down. They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And they have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of are counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
Underneath, pulled in by Tomlinson. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. An option handoff given to Harris. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Harris running straight ahead. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Najee Harris, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. That's a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. To the air goes Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches have given him, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
Throwing now is Daniels. That's Samuel, caught left side. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think like he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 34-yard line. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Commanders have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Gay is on for the point after. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a third down. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 13 yards there on a Washington first. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Now Daniels. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Commanders have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. So a big decision there to go on 4th down. Gets him not only the first, but gets him the touchdown as well.
And, Brandon, you and I know that all these coaches tell us if every play is executed the way it's designed, it goes for a touchdown. But let's be honest. They were shooting for the first down on that one, and boy, were they fortunate to take it all the way in.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Pushing his way through. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up. Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's Herbert. Well, this is caught by Williams. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Now it's Herbert. That is caught. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding, probably his agent, as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Herbert back to the air. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
2nd and 10. Herbert now. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That is caught. It's Williams. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, 35 yards. And the Chargers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Oh, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and a give to Robinson.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Down the left sideline, and he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Daniels looking to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Robinson is in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So out come the Chargers. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Now this one finds McConkey. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11, 1st down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, Herbert. His throw incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Herbert. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. Flush to his right. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So the drive will continue. After the conversion on 4th, they'll work from the 20 on 1st down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Back to throw. Herbert. And that is incomplete. Jonathan Jones that time, the one who got a hand in, knocked it away.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
And no move to get Herbert off the field. They're going for this. Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that is demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get him. And after that last touchdown, I bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
Gay is on for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Herbert, he finds his man, complete. That's Hampton. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Now 2nd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
2nd and 10. One last throw here for Herbert. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Southern California.